Imagine a Korean speaker telling a story. 나는 개 한 마리를 봤다. 그 개는 컸다. Literally, I saw a dog. The dog was big. In Korean, nouns can often fly solo. Because the surrounding context is so rich, naked nouns work perfectly fine. The listener fills in the gaps using the situation at hand. But if you drop that same naked noun into an English sentence, saying simply, I saw dog, the listener's brain hits a roadblock. Without a marker, they don't know if you're talking about a specific pet, the concept of a dog, or something else entirely. This happens because English grammar relies on precise categorization. It needs to know the exact relationship between the noun and the world around it before the sentence can move forward. That's why we use articles. A, an, and the aren't just extra letters. They are the required navigation tools that tell the listener exactly where to look. To master them, you have to stop seeing them as random grammar rules and start seeing them as a spectrum of specificity. At the widest end of the spectrum, we use the zero article. This is for when you are discussing the entire universe of a concept. We use this for general plurals. When you say, dogs are friendly, you aren't pointing at a specific group. You are making a claim about every single dog. It also covers uncountable nouns. Concepts like water or air are too vast to be boxed into a single unit, so saying water is important stays wide open. The same logic applies to abstract ideas like love or time. These exist universally without physical boundaries that would require a specific marker. In all three cases, the noun is simply too big or too general to be pinned down to a single point in space. When the topic applies universally, the English brain defaults to using no article at all. Moving inward, we find indefinite articles, a and an. Use these to pull one random slice from a universal pile. This is for a first mention. Saying, I saw a dog, introduces a new, unknown variable the listener hasn't encountered. We also use this one-of-many logic to define jobs, like she is a teacher, or to measure frequency, like twice a week. The choice between a and an depends entirely on the starting sound of the next word, not the spelling. Look at university versus our. We say a university because it actually starts with a consonant sound. That sound physically prevents the N in an from attaching smoothly. But with our, the silent H disappears, leaving only the vowel sound. That makes an hour the only natural way to say it. A and an act as scoops, lifting exactly one unspecified item from the general void. At the most precise end of the spectrum, we use the definite article, the. We aren't talking about any item anymore. We are pointing at a specific one. This covers the second mention rule. Once you've introduced a dog, it becomes the dog because it's now a specific character you are both tracking. It also works for shared knowledge. If I say, close the door, I'm referring to the specific door in the room we both recognize. The is also mandatory for unique objects. Since there is only one of its kind in our sky, it is always the sun. In geography, the is used for continuous bodies like the Han River. We do not use it for contained entities like cities or Korea. The functions exactly like a laser pointer, forcing the listener to focus on one hyper-specific coordinate in reality. To see these three rules in action, let's look at how articles change the perspective of a single noun, cat. With the zero article, cats are cute, tells the brain to look at the entire species, the widest possible view. With a cat, the brain zooms in to one random example. It's a single unit, but it has no specific identity yet. Finally, with the cat, you are locking on to a specific animal that both the speaker and listener already know. When you stop guessing and start treating articles like camera lenses, wide, snapshot, or macro, the logic becomes clear. Every time you use an article, you are choosing precisely how much of the world